Hello beautiful people, I'm RaishPhoenix and I hope you all have been doing well. In today's video, I want to talk about some of the emotions I've been feeling, unpack them, and hopefully share something that may be insightful or helpful to you guys who may be experiencing the same thing right now. These past couple of weeks, I've been experiencing waves of insecurities. It's like sometimes I'm fine, and fine is kind of like neutral. It's not that I feel super confident, it's just I'm chilling, I'm here. And then other days I feel pretty insecure. My insecurities kind of fall more into feeling like I'll never be outside of where I am right now. Like I'll never become more successful, I'll never be in the position of the other people who I see who are constantly crushing their goals and accomplishing all of the things that they ever wanted to. There's just a part of me that felt like, I'm always just going to be the person that is in the shadows rooting for them. Or also, like, another thing I've been feeling is that me as an individual, like, sometimes I feel like the only joy I'll experience in life is through helping others. Like, my joy will always be linked to how helpful I am or how good I can make others feel, as opposed to me as an individual being deserving of joy and being deserving of love simply because of being me versus what I've done for people. One of the things I had to realize is that I have to separate my goals in life from my life purpose, because at the root of everything I'm doing, of course, is spreading peace, love, and enlightenment. It's my goal to inspire. It's my goal to uplift. It's my goal to be a light, But at the same time, if I don't separate that from my life purpose, I start, like I said already, I start feeling like my joy in life will always be linked to how helpful I am to others. Even with my upbringing, like from a very young age, a lot of the way things played out in my life, it was like I was being taught that I need to prioritize the emotions of others over my own. Like if I did something wrong, I get yelled at. So there was already this idea of do the right thing and you'll be happy. And doing the right thing was always about my ability to get something done that I was told to do. I was already introduced to the idea of do the right thing, which was my ability to make my parents happy or adults happy, and then you won't get yelled at. With that being said, it's like, unfortunately, sometimes I still have that in the back of my head when it comes to accomplishing my goals in life. So when there is no separation between my life goal and my life purpose, I start feeling less than because I don't feel like I'm progressing in the way I would like to or how quickly I would like to. After I went through all of those emotions, and it took me days, weeks to realize that, I sat myself down and I was like, okay, what is your life purpose? Like, why are you here? Why are you alive? What are you here for? And I was just like, I am here to show up authentically as myself every day. I am here to be the best version of myself. I am here to give myself a good quality of life. That's what I'm here for. And once I thought of that, I was like, okay, there's a separation for what I'm doing, like what am I doing on this earth versus my goal on this earth. I hope that makes sense. So that separation of the two allowed me to kind of be like, okay, let's focus on just taking care of ourselves. Like, let's just focus on what it is that's going through our thoughts that is making me feel like I'm less than, that's making me feel like I can't be successful, that's making me feel like I haven't done enough to qualify as being successful right now. I had to emotionally unpack all those things. And one of the things that a very close friend of mine had pointed out was that with it being, obviously, we're quarantined, there's very minimal interaction with others, like in-person interaction. So the people that you interact with on a daily basis are going to emotionally affect you. Whether you want it to affect you or not, it's just going to happen. It is what it is. Especially for me as an empath, I am very deeply affected by the people that I interact with, which is why I have to be cautious with who I share my energy with, because the wrong interaction can literally leave me feeling exhausted and low motivation for days, depending on how that interaction has affected me. Taking that into consideration, I've realized that in a lot of my daily interactions, I definitely feel like I'm still responsible for the emotions of others and constantly feel like I'm being projected on. It's like, I feel like I'm a pawn. Like, I feel like I am just another person for somebody to take their emotions out on, another person for somebody to talk to about things. It's like, I don't feel seen, you know? I don't feel like my emotions matter. I feel like the people that I interact with on a daily basis, there's always this mindset of things happening to them. So when they talk to me, they're talking to me about the things that happen to them, but they're never perceiving me. They're never perceiving my emotions, how what they're saying makes me feel. Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm not being perceived. It's like I'm just this pawn, this thing to interact with that they can speak to about what they're going through in their daily life without really ever taking me seriously into consideration. Feeling that constantly on a daily basis kind of made me slip into a bit of a depressive state, because I started to feel like things were happening to me and that I would never exist out of these things happening. It felt like this is going to be my life forever. Like, it felt like I don't know how else to get from where I'm at. Like, I don't know how to get to a point of moving to my own space or building more of an income or finishing all these goals that I've started. It's like I really couldn't see myself. Like, that was the main issue. I couldn't see myself. I couldn't see my success. I couldn't see how I was going to grow. I couldn't see anything that I've accomplished already. It's like my vision of myself had disappeared. My vision of myself had disappeared to the point that I just felt sad. You know, I felt really sad, and I felt like that's how it's always going to be. Like, I'm just never going to feel anything outside of this, and if I do, it's only because I've made somebody happy. To get through that, I had to, like I said before, start thinking about my life purpose and how I can add to that. I'm not sure how many other creatives may follow me on here or who have experienced similar things to this. I think this is something that can actually happen to anyone, depending on what you're working on. But I've been working on a commission for a while now, and I've realized that through working on the commission, I'm learning so much, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. But I'm also realizing that it triggers a different mindset for me, a mindset in which I feel like I have to focus on that thing and only that thing, and if I focus on anything else, it's like I'm doing something wrong. From that point till today, like right now, I've definitely grown a lot, and I've realized that working on a commission doesn't mean you can't work on art for yourself, or that you shouldn't be spending your time doing anything else other than working on the commission. I realize that that limits me, and it makes it more difficult for me to build distance between myself and the commission, and to just look at it with fresh eyes whenever I work on it again, you know, to be able to bring to life other elements in there where maybe I have not initially seen it, but from taking that time or that distance from it, I have seen what else I can do to improve it. But the other things I started slacking off on was doing things like a makeup tutorial, or doing things like taking photos. Or when I did take photos, it was for, I don't know, it was for a very specific thing, like cosplay. Like, I plan what days I want to shoot a cosplay or to film for a makeup tutorial for a cosplay. So everything started to feel very like, okay, do this, do that, do this. It's like I was starting to lose the fun, you know? I was starting to lose the fun aspect of it. Emotionally, I felt detached. I didn't feel like I was getting what I needed out of it. With all of that, it's like I started to lose sight of myself. Like even doing makeup tutorials, I realize now how important it is for me, because it is an act of self-love and self-care for me, because when I'm doing my makeup, it forces me to look at myself. It forces me to get to know my face. And I don't even want to say force, because I'm doing it by decision. It's like a gentle reminder to look at myself, to see my features, to see my beauty, to get to know myself, spend time with myself. It's a very loving act for me. And even the photos I take after I do a makeup tutorial, that's like an act of self-love and self-care for me, because I've said this in previous videos that whenever we're looking at ourselves, like on a regular daily basis, I feel like it's just to get ready and go rush out to work. Yeah, I feel like we just don't look at ourselves the way that, I've learned how to look at myself through makeup. I know it may be for other people, it could be from the outfit you put on when you're taking photos with friends or family or other things. I feel like there's just a different relationship with yourself that is triggered when you start to look at yourself in appreciation versus I gotta go. I gotta make sure I have this outfit on. I gotta make sure I'm ready for work. I gotta go. That's just a very rushed way of looking at our appearance. And going back to I couldn't see myself, and that's why it slipped into those insecurities. It's like I was decreasing something that I now realize meant so much to me and is so important to my ability to see myself. Now that I'm making that conscious effort, it's like I already feel like this weightless feeling and this weight being lifted that is helping me progress and, building that confidence within myself. Even today, so I recently watched a video from Aaliyah's Face. Love her content. So Aaliyah's Face here on YouTube, she posted a video on her morning routine, and in the video she had shown how she looks up affirmations on YouTube, and she plays a video and she just journals, she writes down her goals for the day and how important it is for her to have a moment in the morning to just pause and set her day, because she doesn't like feeling like rushing. And I definitely feel that too, where it's just like starting my day with a calm mindset and with having more of a grounded approach as opposed to get up, get ready, run, rush there, and whatever. It's like, it's such a comforting, grounded way to start the day. I started doing that today, and I already feel better, and like I'm one day in, so of course the first day, the initial day, is going to be somewhat of a change, but it really helped to just listen to affirmations, because I don't know if you guys remember, back in 2019, I used to create or add more to my list of affirmations each month based off of what I was feeling. Doing that had served its purpose for me. I feel like I reached a point where when I read over those affirmations, I was good. Like I felt like it did the work it had to. But with the way I've been thinking lately, I've realized that it's very important for me to start incorporating positive self-talk, to start saying things like, I am healthy, I am abundant, I am attracting love, I am worthy of love. Saying those things is so important, because at the end of the day, the things you think will materialize in your life. And if you don't believe, like if you spend every day saying, I don't deserve this, or this isn't going to be for me, or just negative self-talk, like if you spend every day talking poorly on yourself, I'm sorry, but I don't see how good is going to come to you. Unless deep down inside you're saying that, but you really know you deserve better. It's just negative self-talk. It's at the end of the day, like you have you. You're the person you're always going to have, like in life, no matter what, you will always have you. You deserve your kindness. You deserve your own joy. You deserve love. You deserve your own love. And to be treating yourself so poorly is just, it's not okay, So for me, my issue was that I didn't think I was going to get to a point of the type of success I'm trying to manifest. And I didn't think that I would ever reach the type of success of the people who I admire or who I want to keep seeing them win. And I realized I have to change that thought. I need to stop saying that'll never be me, and I have to start saying one day that will be me. One day I will reach what I need to. I am worthy of that success. I am going to reach that success. So I'm definitely feeling a renewal of hope from this one day of changing. You know, I spent the weekend, so a lot of the thoughts that I've had just about the things I wanted to change had happened on a Friday, and I don't work on the weekends. So I spent pretty much those couple of days just focusing on relaxing myself, doing things that made me connect more with being in the moment, not overthinking too much or focusing on anything other than myself, and just spending time on focusing on how I want Monday to be the start of a transformation, you know, that I want to make a conscious change. I think it's very important to just realize what we're doing on a daily basis that is either increasing or decreasing our ability to just take better care of ourselves. And for me, one of the issues I had fallen into is that I would cycle through social media. So I wasn't spending a bunch of time on social media. So it's like I'm not there for an hour, but for a couple minutes of just not knowing what to do, it's like go to Twitter, refresh, go through everything. Go to Instagram, go through everything, refresh. Go to Twitch, who's streaming? Go to Discord, what are the messages? Okay, go back to Twitter, refresh. It's like I would go through a cycle of doing that. And it's like the time that I'm spending here, like using, I don't know, like this muscle memory of just doing this motion. It's like I could be watching my favorite anime. I could be playing a video game. I could be watching a movie. I could be focusing on something that helps me see me. Like I know I'm gonna keep saying see me because it's like, I think that may be the root of like a lot of the issues we have with our ability to know what we're capable of, like our ability to see ourselves. And of course it's going to vary from person to person because of where we want to be. You know, not everybody wants to be in the same place, but I think when you increase the things in your life that allow you to feel seen or allow you to see yourself, then you start to build or even nurture the ability for you to be successful in whatever you're doing. Because I think first, before you even worry about other people seeing you, you have to see you. You have to see your ability to accomplish things. You have to see your ability to be able to do whatever it is that you're doing. Because if you don't, then you start relying on others, maybe also to a point that it's crippling because you feel like you need somebody by your side to accomplish something. But it's like you really have to believe in yourself. You really have to find whatever it is deep within you and pull out like the courage and the drive and the motivation to do what you need to do. For me personally, like I said, the insecure state I had fallen into, it's like I really started to lose my hope and my faith. I couldn't see anything outside of my current situation. Even listening to the affirmations made me realize that, like, how important energy is. Like, energy of just being aware of what I'm saying, being aware of what I'm attracting when I'm saying that, being aware that if I don't think anything good will ever happen for me from this point, that I am writing that in my future, you know? Like, if I just talk down about myself, I don't change any of my actions, I stay consistent with just thinking less than of myself, I'm not going to progress any further. But I have to realize, like, with the time I'm spending on social media, just cycling through stuff, that I had really fallen into a spot in which I couldn't see myself. I couldn't feel my own energy. I'd fallen into a mindset in which I was just focusing on the things happening to others and the world happening to me. And the way I changed myself from thinking I'm happening to the world is that I'm focusing more on my ability to accomplish things. I'm focusing more on, in my current circumstance, what can I do to increase the options I have? Even something as simple as, like, recently I had gotten a light stand and a backdrop for shooting in the house, because shooting outside, it's like with my camera, I can't see myself. What are the odds? I can't see myself, right? So my camera screen does not flip around, so I just have a monitor. So if you guys ever see me looking over here, I'm looking at my monitor. But I can't see myself when I'm shooting outside. So what did I do? I decided to get a light stand and a backdrop that I can set up somewhere by a monitor. That way I can see myself when I'm shooting, and I can try different dynamic poses, or I can try something that maybe I couldn't have when I was shooting outside and I couldn't see myself and there was no monitor around. So even that, it's like, maybe I can't do things the way I envision. Maybe I can't go to a mountain or go to a beautiful building and go wherever and personally self-shoot myself. But what I can do is create sets and use different color backdrops. You know, that's my way of increasing my options within my current state. And I think that's something that can be challenging when you're focusing so much on the way you want things to work out over what is realistic for your current state. But I think that the more you start to take back your own power of what you can do within your current situation and taking small steps to where you want to be, I think that is a moment where you start seeing yourself again. You start seeing your power, you start seeing your ability, you start seeing that you can do what you want. It's maybe not in the way that you envisioned it. It may not be that you'll get there as quickly as you wanted to, but at least you can start making steps. And I promise you, if there's anything that I've realized, it's that making those steps count, and making those changes play such a big part in your ability to see what you're capable of. And I think that what I've realized is that I've went through moments of having it together, you know, like fully knowing that I can do and accomplish what I'm putting my mind to and just focusing on that. But then it's like I overworked myself, so then I fell off. And then when I fell off, I started to try doing it again, but then I was doing it again while being distracted by a bunch of things, which is kind of what happened. You know, I was distracted by a bunch of things, and it's like now I'm starting to find a balance of not overworking myself, but at the same time being gentle with myself, you know, reminding myself that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And that's very hard. It is very hard to tell yourself you're exactly where you're meant to be, especially if you know you deserve better than where you are. Even saying that kind of just, it brings up an emotion within me, because I know there's a lot of us out there who aren't in the situation that we know we deserve, and it's very difficult to even think we're exactly where we're meant to be. But I do believe that when certain doors close, other ones open. And I think that sometimes we're just put in situations that we deserve better. You know, we deserve so much better. And I think that as long as you continue to set your boundaries and prioritize yourself, and, you know, just make that conscious effort to connect with people who make you feel seen and safe and heard, and you just increase your ability to accomplish the things that you really want to, that are really important to you in life, I think that we can all truly get to a space in which we will be where we're meant to be. And that starts with us. You know, that starts with us on an individual basis, realigning with the energies that are going to bring us closer to where we're meant to be. I definitely can see in my personal life how some of the most difficult things I've gone through have in a way been creating or clearing a path for me to get closer to where I'm meant to be. You know, when you're going through that difficult time, or when you're experiencing that amount of pain, it's very difficult to see anything other than what's within it. But I've definitely seen how now that I've navigated my way out of it, I definitely see how it kind of made me prioritize certain things in my life, and it made me focus more on my priorities, taking better care of myself, being aware of how I'm treating myself, how I'm talking to myself, how I'm talking about myself, to realize the people in my life who may not be the best for me to accomplish those things. I think another big part for me is also realizing how, as I take better care of myself, how much easier it is to see how others treat me, whether it's good or bad. I think that when you start treating yourself better and you start saying, I'm not dealing with that anymore, you start realizing who is going to make changes with you, like changes of how they treat you or talk to you, and who has an issue with you changing, And I think that through seeing those things, it becomes clearer of who you may want to or need to create distance between yourself and them. It's crazy how the more focus I've gotten on accomplishing what I want in life and going for my goals and doing the best I can to work towards them, I've naturally manifested the other things I wanted in my life. Like, I wanted to get closer to other creatives. I wanted to share space with more positive people. And through working on myself and just being very conscious and very aware of the spaces I put myself in, I've been able to build amazing friendships with others. It's crazy because, like, initially, it's like that's the thing I wanted, but I had to first prioritize myself. I had to first take care of myself and think of how to improve my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, like how to just treat myself the kindest that I could. And through doing that, I was able to see how others treat themselves and how they treat others, and to know when a space doesn't serve me. Another thing that I've experienced in life is like knowing the difference between a space that is going to help uplift me into the area of my life that I'm trying to go versus a space that's just entertaining. And I think that places that are entertaining, not all the time, but I feel a lot, can kind of keep us stagnant because it's entertaining. This is something that is funny, is fun, is a great experience. So it's like that moment can kind of just be like a break from the difficult parts of our life. But if we're not feeling encouraged in the space that's entertaining, we're going to stay where we are. It's like, why go anywhere else? It's like, this thing sucks, but at least when I'm not around this thing that sucks, I can go over here and I'm entertained. It's like the sucky thing goes away, right? But we always have to go back to that sucky part of whatever it is that's bothering us in life. But when you put yourself in a space where you feel uplifted by others and you share space with others who work just as hard as you and understand how serious this thing is or important to you in your life, you uplift each other. You, like, nobody gets left behind. Like, everybody is working actively towards what they're going for in life, and it's very, very beautiful to share space with other individuals who just get it. Overall, I'm definitely like in my first day of transitioning from creating healthier habits in my life and to working on my ability to see myself and to incorporate more positive self-talk, because I definitely had fallen into a negative self-talk of just what I can achieve and what I don't deserve. It's like my thoughts had gotten all jumbled up about what I can and can't accomplish and what I am or am not deserving of, and I've worked it out, like I'm getting to a point now where I'm just like, I feel my hope and my faith being restored, and I definitely feel a change in energy, a change in where I was. I had taken a bit of a detour, like emotionally, but I definitely feel myself realigning with the path of where I'm meant to be, and I'm definitely making changes. Like, I think that's very important, that when you feel like, use your emotions to really see where you need change. If you don't feel good in a certain space, figure out what you can do to change that within reason, you know, to change little things that could really make a big impact on yourself. So I definitely see that now, and we're on the right track. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bless up, and until next time, sending out much peace, love, and enlightenment. Bye, guys.